돼지국밥, 물떡, 밀면, 명란, 회. Oh, I'm already hungry. Is your mouth watering as well? Well, I definitely have been hungry since like 7 a.m. because we've been talking about food leading up to our segment today. Be prepared to be hungry because today's Talk Busan topic is all about gourmet and coffee city, Busan. You know, Busan has always been a city of good eats, but being a gourmet and coffee city, that is the next step forward. It's about having affordable, accessible eateries, but also these kind of star-rated, high-profile restaurants as well for a mix of high and low, and then throw in beverages. In Busan lately, have you been to the huge cafes and enjoyed the coffee? Well, food improves the quality of our lives, but also this can attract travelers, visitors, and raise our status in the global community even more. So for this final summit of Talk Busan, we are talking about, once again, gourmet and coffee city, Busan. All right, so before we get started, I do need to let you know this program was created with funding from Busan Metropolitan City's Regional Broadcast Development Support Program. And now, without further ado, let's meet our panel of experts. So I'm going to introduce each one of them. First up, we have Chef Lee Jae-seok of 명란연구소. So let's give him a round of applause. He's in the white jacket. And then we have a professor right next to him. He's on the screen, so I'm going to introduce him first. Professor Andrew Millard from Changwon National University.
Good morning.
You know Andrew, 안 교수님, as we call him, right? Professor Millard. And then to my left, we also have Professor Chung Mo from Pukyoung National University. Hello, welcome, Professor. Yes. So we are going to get started. And I do want to throw out a common question to all of you today. So first, what was your favorite Busan food experience? We're going to start with Professor Andrew Millard. What's been your favorite Busan food experience?
Okay. So I've had a few.
Okay.
Some are interesting. Some are good. But I guess since I've been in Korea, in Busan, I've tried all the unique foods, like the live octopus. I did have congealed cow's blood soup. I don't know. I can't remember the Korean name.
선지. Is it 선지?
Something like that, yeah. That one I did not like.
Me neither.
No, I didn't really know what it was. Someone
Right,
just
you're
said,
like,
let's go
what
and
is
eat it. And then I couldn't eat any of it.
But
I do like 물회.
Oh, 물회.
Which in Korean, I think sounds quite nice, 물회. But when you translate it into English, it's raw fish in water.
It just sounds so bad.
Doesn't sound quite as nice.
Right.
But yeah, so I do like 물회. And for coffee, I'm very much a Korean. I like my mixed coffee.
Oh, mixed coffee 최고죠. I had a cup of it in the morning. Right. I have a question for you, though, while we're talking about favorite Busan food experiences. Like earlier on the program, we were talking about like even sundae. Depending on where you go in Korea, you dip it in different like sauces, right? So in Busan, I believe it's like the makjang sauce.
Right.
And in Seoul, it's kind of like the salt. So what do you dip it in? Or do you not enjoy?
So I do not like sundae. So I don't.
Okay, we gotta ask Professor Miller to leave the studio. No, I'm totally kidding. Yes, you're not a fan of sundae.
If I had to choose, I'd choose salt.
Oh, the salt.
I'd go with the salt.
Okay, so you are not a true Busanite.
No,
okay,
I'm sorry.
We're gonna move on quickly.
미안합니다.
Let's go to Professor Chung 교수님. What's been your favorite Busan food experience?
Maybe like 어죽, because I never tasted in other place. So it's like a fish porridge, right? Porridge. I love, some fish. I don't know like what kind of fish was used for this porridge, but this was some first experience to eat like this. So
I've never heard of it.
I was not born in Busan, so this was also the very new experience for me.
I see.
So where were you born, Professor?
I was born in Jeonju. In Jeolla province.
Okay. Yes. I've never heard of this either. juk, meaning fish porridge, right?
Yeah, porridge. 어죽 in Korean.
Yes. And now we have to turn to our chef. Chef, what about you? Your favorite Busan food experience?
For sure for me is 돼지국밥. It's soul food for me. While I was away from Busan. I'm a heavy drinker too. So
I love it. The TMI in the morning. Yes.
so yeah, every time after drinking, I missed soup. Then I think 국밥 it's my soul food.
It's your
from
soul
Busan.
food.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy the puchu, the chives in? Because I heard in certain areas in Korea they don't give you the chives. Like in certain areas, like 그 부추를 안 준다고
I think
하더라고요.
Busan is. I mean, Puchu is also Busan style. I think,
Right,
yes.
right. Oh, yes. Can't live without the puchu. I love the puchu in there as well. Well, now I have you on air with us right now, 이재석 셰프님. As a regional chef, can you tell us a little bit more about Busan's food and the culinary history?
Yes. Okay. I'm just not sure about how to start with the culinary history.
Okay.
I'm just not that old enough to tell the histories. But
Quite
then-
young, yes.
But one thing I'm sure that Busan's food history should be strongly connected with history of Korea.
Ah, yes.
So especially during the war period, the people came to Busan to escape or as a
Right.
refugee.
That's right.
So they lived in very poor situation conditions.
Sure.
Of course, they were lacking of food as well.
That's true.
So people at that time had to discover edible things because it was lacking food.
So people had to be kind of inventive, right?
Sure.
Yes.
So that's what I think. So they were starved.
Yes.
So I think that resulted in Korea. We have so many kind of seafoods and other dishes than
Sure.
any other cultures.
Right.
So for example, 꼼장어
Ah,
is well known for Busan food,
yes.
but I guess it's no any other cultures are there even to try,
Oh, the
Like-
eel, right?
Yeah. It's eel. So I was like trying to ask
Professor
Andrew.
Miller, yes.
He's from UK, right?
Yes.
So how would that be to use 꼼장어 to your fish and chips in UK?
No way. No, you have to leave now.
Okay.
We have two exits. Ah, yes, so 꼼장어.
You were just mentioning before about the food from back in the Korean War.
Yes.
Is budae-jjigae, was that
Budae-jjigae.
also created during the Korean War? Is that right?
Not only from the wartime, I think because of the U.S. military, they were served for Korea.
Right.
Yes.
So they had all the leftover things
Right.
from the dining facility. Then the probably workers, they don't want to throw it away.
Right.
So they kept things that leftovers.
Right.
And
And
they
just put it all together.
Yeah. I think that's how it became.
Yeah, so that's why the 의정부 near the U.S. military camp became popular.
So
yes.
we call it like military soup.
Right.
Yes. 부대찌개.
So,
like
yeah.
literally, yes.
So yeah. Then during the baby boom period, 1950s to 70s,
Yes.
we had to cook more portions. It's baby boom period. So
More mouths
yeah,
to feed. Yes.
to be able to feed the whole family members. So I think that resulted 국밥 culture. Because the 국밥 is, it enlarges the portion
Oh, absolutely.
and it's
네.
shortening time
Yes.
for preparing and eating. So and that also resulted how we have 빨리빨리 culture in Korea.
The bari culture mixed in with, as the chef is explaining to our listeners on Morning Wave in Busan right now, that, you have more mouths to feed, the baby boom era where, basically you got to stretch everything. So what's the perfect way if you have some sort of brothy or soupy food? You add more water.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? And make it stretch. Yes. Anything else that you want to add, or is it okay to move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay,
yes.
okay. So I want to turn our attention to 정 교수님, shifting gears to beverages, because we heard about the food side from our chef, but shifting gears to drinks and beverages. How and why did Busan become a city of coffee? Because, we've talked about mixed coffee a little bit, but just coffee in general, and you have coffee right in front of you as well, 교수님, but give us a rundown of coffee.
Okay, I see. So maybe it is not safe to say that Busan is the only city of the coffee. Maybe,
Of course.
Maybe of course other cities like Incheon or
Yes.
Gangneung or Seoul will say they are the first restaurant to be served
Sure.
and served the the coffee in Daebul Hotel in Incheon, maybe, and then Gangneung will say they attract the most number of people for the coffee festival, or maybe Seoul is the largest market for coffee. So,
yes.
But definitely the Busan had some story of the coffee.
Yes.
And then it has the first recorded the drinking, the history in Busan. It's by some officers who work in the customs, the maritime customs office. He was trying to serve the guests from the foreign country. Maybe they are also the custom officers from other countries.
Sure.
So up to 1882, 1884, and that was the first time of the recording, the drinking and the coffee.
Yes.
And then at the same time, the Busan became the capital during the war. So it became the cafe became the social place for the government officials and also the journalists or some artists.
Sure.
So it became some place for some socializing and sharing their information and knowledge. So there's that kind. Busan has a large the amount of the stories related to the coffee.
Yes, yes. I love that. A particular story about the customs inspector with the coffee. But as you said, Professor, I think it is so correct what you said. I agree with you thoroughly about how it's not just about drinking coffee per se, but just like the socialization, the communication, and the conversations that have been had over many years here in Busan. Plus, of course, all over Korea. Coffee is well loved. So if I can turn to now, Professor Millard, food and drinks, so important. I'm sure you would agree with me on that point.
For sure.
Yes, yes. So maybe you can give us some instances where food or coffee, tea or tea culture from the UK, or even spices have maybe changed or even influenced, history thus far.
Oh, I think so. Definitely, if you look at food,
yes,
that goes back thousands of years.
Right.
So the Silk Road. So we're talking that the land route Silk Road. One of the main reasons that started was for the trade of spices. So from Asia all the way across to Europe.
Right.
So that's really had a huge influence on European history, and then later that developed into colonialism with the maritime Silk Road and so on. And so actually, for a lot of Europeans, spices became super important. So in the 1600s,
yes,
nutmeg. I'm not sure what the Korean for nutmeg is. Is it nutmeg?
I'm not sure. We'll find out for you. Nutmeg in Korean,
But
yes.
nutmeg was one of the most expensive, most valuable spices. So actually, the British and the Dutch, they went to war. So there were some certain islands called the Banda Islands
in Indonesia.
in Indonesia, and they went to war over these islands.
Right.
And then later in I can't remember the 1860s, I think, there was the Treaty of Breda, in which basically the British sold Manhattan, so what is now New York, to the Dutch. So that became New Amsterdam for a time.
It was New Amsterdam before, right?
Yes,
Right,
yes.
So there's that. And then, of course, tea and coffee. So again, we're talking during the colonial period.
Sure.
With the British for tea especially.
Oh, yes.
Sort of the British, the Indians, and also the Chinese. There was this whole big sort of system.
Right.
And that led to the Opium Wars in China. So that really affected relations with China, and then later Chinese history
Right.
and so on. Potatoes, chocolate, they first came to Europe from South America. And again, potato is now really, for the British especially, and
Yes.
the Irish, that's a standard food.
It's a staple, right?
Yeah. Oh, we can't live without our chips.
Fish and chips.
Not fries.
Fish and chips.
Chips.
No, it's fries.
And of course, sugarcane. This was also grown in South America
Right.
and other areas too. And that was very important because that had big influences also on the slave trade.
Right.
So when the Europeans especially went over to what is now modern day northeastern Brazil and those areas,
Yes.
that's where a lot of the sugarcane was produced.
Right.
But they needed to, it's not really a nice way to say it, but import slaves from Africa
right.
to do all the physical work.
Sure,
so this
sure.
boosted the slave trade as well.
what
So
an
everything was all
influence.
connected.
Absolutely. I do have a question for you. Continuation of our tea conversation.
Sure.
Because I have to ask, and
Okay,
I know
everyone
it's
else can leave now.
Yes, it's. I know it's such a stereotype, but I gotta ask: what is is there a proper way to sip tea?
To sip tea?
To drink tea?
To drink tea. To drink tea, not really. You shouldn't make a noise, so you shouldn't.
Don't
You
slurp.
shouldn't slurp it.
Okay.
Okay. But really, when it comes to making the tea,
Right.
this is where there's a little bit of a debate. To be honest, right now in modern times, there's no real right or wrong way.
Okay.
However you like it.
Right, right.
That's okay. But in in history, so if we go back maybe 200 years ago, the rich people had the very nice china, expensive
Yes.
cups, but they were quite thin. So the rich people had to put the milk in first,
Yes.
and then pour the tea in. Otherwise, the cups would
Burst, basically.
break. Yes,
yeah.
they'd split. Whereas the working class who had the cheap, but the bigger, the thicker, the sturdy mugs,
Yes.
they were okay. So they could put the water in first and then add the milk in later.
Interesting.
So there's
Oh.
that sort of difference, and that was based on class.
Right.
How rich you were, how wealthy you were.
And also, even the teaspoon, we use it as a measurement in cooking, right, chef? Tablespoon, teaspoon. We still use that, the verbiage
Right.
of tea, the teaspoon, the
Right.
smaller spoon, how important it is. Is it still customary in the UK to have a proper tea time in the afternoon, or is that
No,
not anymore?
So again, if you're wealthy, if you have time,
If you live in Kensington.
yeah, to go with your
House.
friends and have tea and scones in the afternoon.
I see.
Yes, but generally, we have what's called 11s, which is in the morning. You start work at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Then about 11 o'clock, you need a little break time.
Yes.
So we call that 11s. You have a cup of tea.
11s, learning something new. Love it. Thank you for sharing. Going back to Chef Yi, you are the head chef at 명란연구소. So I need you to tell us the history of 명란. For our non-Korean listeners, this is salted pollock roe, right?
Yes.
And the connection to Busan. Can you tell us?
Yeah, history again. Yes.
Yes, history again.
Yeah, this one I studied. Yes.
Okay.
So, So Myungnan, which is the pollock roe. It's a traditional Korean food. Food passed down since Joseon Dynasty.
Sure.
With historical records.
Uh-huh.
And it originated from Hamgyeong-bukdo, especially area called Wonsan. It's northern part of North Korea.
Yes.
Where we have colder water because the pollock, they like cold water.
Yes.
So this was all the pollock cut was transferred to Busan. It's called Namsan warehouse.
Yes.
Namsan 창고
Uh-huh.
in Busan Donggu.
Yes.
So this Namsan warehouse in Choryangdong was found around 1900 as a city's first modern logistic warehouse.
Wow. Okay.
So it was known as it's called Myeongtae Gobang, which means if I translate, it's pollock warehouse. So due to its large capacity of storage.
Yes,
rooms.
yes.
So
Okay.
then workers there sometimes received byproducts, including like fish, intestines, and so pollock roe, they receive it as a part of their wages. So they started making this jut, which is a salting ingredients. So Myeongnan-jut, that's how it became Myeongnan-jut in Busan. But before the northern part of Korea, like Hamgyeong-bukdo, they had it already.
Did you just say that they were part of their wages was given in the pollock roe?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did they
really?
like that?
they have
I
a
would be
choice?
happy if the university said, "Oh, from next month, Andrew, we're giving half your wages in Dwejigukbap."
I think, long ago,
Yes.
I think we exchanged things, right?
Right.
Not just with the
bartering
money.
and
Yeah.
yes.
So
Okay.
I think, they received some
They were
wages
happy.
that way.
All right, okay.
It was I guess accepted practice back then. Good question though.
So they started making 명란젓. And there was during the Japanese colonial period, a Japanese man born in Busan. He tasted 명란젓 and brought it to Fukuoka.
Yes.
And made it into Japanese style. It's called mentaiko now. It's well known in Japan throughout like Japanese history now.
Right.
So people may think Japanese food, but then it's originally came from Korea.
Not to interrupt, but I want to get more from you
Yes.
about the salted pollock roe, and I later on I want to know why you went down that path. But I do want to also speak to and address Professor Millard. You know, when we report on politics and policy and state dinners. The menus are very much scrutinized. Everything seems very detailed.
Right.
It's very much a part of that state dinner. It's really important, right? How we welcome, state guests, etc. But, also the provenance, where the ingredients came from. So maybe you can also tell us about the role food plays in diplomacy. So maybe give us some examples as well.
Of course. So it's always important.
Yes.
Again, we're all human.
Yes.
Whether you're the president or the king or whatever.
Yes.
You're still a human. You need to eat.
Right.
So these state dinners, they are very important. Not just for building the relationships and so on. And so when they choose the menu, you're right. They choose these very carefully.
Yes.
They look at who is the leader coming, what types of food do they like, where are they from.
Right.
So, for example, if we go back a few months to when Lee Jae-myung went to Japan and met Ishiba.
Yes.
Who's no longer there now.
Yes.
In that dinner, they served a special curry, which Prime Minister Ishiba liked. And they also served some beer from the Totori prefecture. But then on a separate dinner, they served andon jimdak, which is what Lee Jae-myung likes, and also soju from that area.
I see.
And then another dinner, they served eel.
So wow.
We seem to be coming back to eel a lot
Full
today,
circle.
which sort of connects both countries.
Yes.
So they do choose them, look at the leader, where they're from, what they like, and so on. But sometimes it can be more political.
Yes.
So when Donald Trump came to Korea in 2017, he was served shrimp, and the shrimp came from the Dokdo region.
Yes.
And then the Japanese got quite angry and they trying to say that, you're deliberately serving this to promote Dokdo's Korean territory.
Indeed.
But then, as we all know, Donald Trump, he likes his burgers.
Yep.
He likes more simple food. So when Macron, the French president, visited in 2018,
Yes.
he was served cheeseburger, which usually for a state dinner, you'd serve something more than a cheeseburger.
Sure.
So that was maybe seen as a little bit disrespectful.
A little bit of a slight,
We know
yeah.
that Donald Trump and President Macron, even still this week, if you've seen the news,
Yes.
there's been a bit more issues. They don't really have the best relationship. So potentially that was a little bit disrespectful.
Right. Going back to the whole eel angle, I'm curious as to what you thought, because when I first saw and experienced the 꼼장어 at the 자갈치 market here in Busan, an acquaintance invited me, and I had never had it before ever. I was fresh from California, and I was like, "Oh, okay, let's go have it." And I was a little surprised at how they cooked it and the liveliness of the eels as it was being cooked. So I do want to ask, because obviously the professor to my left and also chef are ethnically Korean. Did you have an aversion to it, or you were okay with
so
it?
So usually I'm a really picky eater.
Yes.
But I'll try most things. So like I said, I tried the congealed blood as well.
Yes.
But it wasn't the most appetizing look
to you?
see bloody eel wriggling around a hot plate.
Right.
But then the worst time was when I went to Jagalchi Shijang, and I saw them taking out the live things from the tank, and then they put them on a board, and I think they stuck a nail through their head.
Right.
And then they prepare it then. that one kind of shocked me a little bit.
Yes,
I don't
because
think in England that would be allowed.
it's it's a cultural issue, but
Right,
I did want to ask you because obviously you come from the UK.
Right.
And now we're going to turn our attention to 정 교수님. We know that imports coming into Busan, switching gears and talking about coffee again, the vast majority of coffee beans comes through Busan. That's what we've been told. First of all, if you can confirm if that is true. And what do you think this means for coffee and the city of Busan as we strive to become a real coffee city?
This is the one thing that the Busan is very proud of.
Okay.
They almost like 90% of the raw bean is imported to the port of Busan.
Yes.
I think that's true. But anyway, people in this coffee sector are like keeping saying that that is not enough factor to boom the coffee industry.
Sure.
Because they need the other industry should go hand in hand with this import.
Yes.
Because most of other the roasting company is outside of Busan. So this bean should go to the other country, other city.
Yes.
To the roast. So the other industry like roasting should be together with the importing.
Yes.
And then the freshness is definitely important for the coffee.
Right.
So I think this is a good advantage, but at the same time we need more other related the industry to support.
I see. Thank you for sharing.
I also heard that these days, especially Busan City, they're trying to import a lot of raw beans, roast them in Korea, and then export them back out through Busan.
Yes.
Okay,
So I know that this is becoming a very
this
important
is maybe the new
industry as
trial,
well.
and then the coffee company like Momos, they're trying to make some factory in Yeongdo. So this is the whole package of the coffee producing. This is one good example, I think.
Yes. Thank you for answering that and asking as well, Professor. I'm going to turn our attention to Chef Lee. So going back to your the salted pollock roast story, and on a personal level, I'm very curious to find out why you chose to go down this specific path. What made you become interested in pollock roe? Was it by coincidence? Was it something that was very targeted on your behalf? Like, oh, this is something I'm very interested in.
Oh, okay. I came back to Korea just because of my parents getting older, and so I came back.
Yes.
So I was looking what I have to do, what I would be doing in Busan. Then there's a chance that I visited this 명란연구소. It's got such a nice view, first of all.
Yes.
Then back to think to my parents. I always saw Myungnan, and it's a soul food that my mom used to love. So it's kind of reminding me back that this is like reminding my childhood.
I see.
So that's how I just decided to work with Myungnan.
Yes.
And I think that's also representing Busan's food. And not many people know about.
Yes.
So I also want to promote this is from Korea, this is from Busan. And before it was, let's say it's just a banchan, like a side dish.
Yes.
But nowadays in modern style dish,
Right.
it goes very well with a lot of sauce, pasta.
Yes, pasta. So good.
So
Gukbap?
Gukbap, I haven't
I
tried.
hadn't tried that.
No.
A new one.
But we use 새우젓, salted
Right.
Yes.
shrimp. So somehow it
Maybe.
could match.
Maybe.
There's
Yes.
samgyeopsal, grilled samgyeopsal together with Myungnan. It's a new trend. So it could work.
Oh, well, if you make
Ooh.
lots of money, just remember.
Professor Millard.
Even in bread, by 성심당 in Daejeon, they use the Myungnan for the bread.
Everything
yes.
is Myungnan baguette by using the spread.
Yes.
like Myungnan spread.
Is it nice?
I think so.
To be honest, it doesn't sound the best.
I think, but the way you describe it, I haven't tried it yet. But we have like even like a bagel with sour cream with salmon. Why not the Myungnan?
Oh, I
It's
guess.
similar, right?
Right.
Yes. So, Chef Lee, you have extensive experience working overseas and with international guests as well. So, in your studies, so when we talk about like you talk about new iterations of, let's say, the Myungnak with pasta and things like that, from diners' perspective, like how do they kind of approach these new ways of enjoying the Myungnak, the pollock roe? Have you seen their reactions and do they enjoy it? For example, even just the pasta, to me, it's so delicious.
I think still it's part of more Asian culture that eating the egg.
Yes.
Like raw. Then I think nowadays I see it's a little bit of changing. Still like we have a lot of foreign customers coming. Mostly Asian based, but then I also start seeing more Europeans and Westerns. They also enjoying this.
Yes.
So I feel like it's more from like now the Asian food is more generalized in their dishes.
Yes.
So they don't have this like
aversion to it, right?
For it. So I see people now starting enjoying like Asian food, let's say.
Yes.
Not only the rolls.
Indeed. So let's get to our, I guess, our final question, at least for now, for Professor Chung. What values can we gain from Busan in trying to become this real coffee city? What do you think, Professor?
Okay, as said before, the cafe is not the only place for drinking coffee.
Sure.
The cafe has been used by Korean for their socializing. So they should provide some chances for much more making story of Busan. So sometimes they can provide a place for the performance or they're like a reading together and then like a singing or anyway the yark.
Pyeok.
Pyeok.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So they also provide some kind of chances of this kind of the art activity.
Sure.
So the many new cafe maybe it should not be the only place for just like a taking photo for their SNS. So
Right.
it has a more than that. So
yes.
it could provide some chances for some interaction among
Sure.
the people, I think.
Yes, thank you. And I do have a final question for all three of you, and we would appreciate short answers. Chef Lee, how does food shape a person's identity? I know it's kind of a tough one, a philosophical one, but what would you say?
Well, I think it's strongly related to, let's say, when you choose a dish, I think you can kind of tell what kind of person he is, the characteristic as well.
Yes,
let's say someone who likes to choose, let's say, spicy food. I think that person could be more adventurous.
I see.
And some people, let's say, they eat healthy food. I think that person concerned about the wellness or like
yes, of course.
environmental issues.
Sure.
So choosing the food that they like to eat, I think that represents what kind of person
Who they
are.
are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So definitely identify.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I see the connection, definitely. Professor Jung, your thoughts? Same question.
Okay, actually I had lived in the Philippines and then my specialized area was in the Philippines and then one of the food in the Philippines is halo-halo. It's actually the meaning is the mix. The halo-halo is like a popping soup and then mixed with many materials.
Yes.
But it can also symbolize or represent the identity of the Filipino to mix the Eastern culture and the Western culture together, and then this hybridity is their own tradition.
Yes.
I think that in Busan, they are very practical, I said. So they can use the material like for converting this material into the new food, like 밀면, and then they use the other material for this. So I think the one of the identity of the Busan people are very practical. Yeah.
Yes, practical. And we're going to end with Professor Millard. Your thoughts? Food and identity.
So I would say similar to Chef Lee. So in English, we have a saying, you are what you eat.
Yes.
And so like I said before, I'm a very picky eater. And British food, as you know, is quite simple. It's quite bland.
Yes.
So my wife always says that I have a choding 입맛. And it fits well because I am also quite immature, like a young schoolboy.
Yes.
So I think that's quite fitting.
Well, I do want to thank all of you for coming on air with us once again for Talk Busan, as we talked about gourmet and Coffee City Busan. And I do have to wrap up already. This program was created with funding from Busan Metropolitan City's Regional Broadcast Development Support Program. 이 프로그램은 부산광역시 지역방송발전지원사업 보조금을 지원받아 제작되었습니다. So it's time to say goodbye. Bye, everybody.